What's up, everybody? In this video, we are going to review the Lean Product Sheet. This is a worksheet that is developed based on Lean startup methodologies. The goal of the Lean Product Sheet is to clearly identify your product before you start building your branded assets and pitch video. You are going to create a pitch video in this course. While the goal for your pitch video isn't to necessarily launch your company, although nothing is stopping you from posting it to Kickstarter, my main goal is for you to appreciate that a lot of what we do as designers is aligned with the needs of a business trying to create new products or services. In fact, this is why I feel the field of user experience design has become so popular. Businesses are realizing that there is a methodology you can use to hypothesize, experiment, iterate, and validate products. It is a way of ensuring that a product will succeed while minimizing the investment that an individual or company puts into the project. This is easily said, but it is hard to do. So where do we start? That's where the Lean Product Sheet comes in. The sheet has 6 sections for you to fill out. Each of these should be carefully considered when you are defining your product. You will notice that some items are invalidated while others are validated. What do I mean by this? Essentially, with the Lean Startup methodology, you make a hypothesis that focuses on a customer problem. You then develop a solution and a way to validate it. Essentially, if you can get a customer base, you can show that you have a viable model. Let's start with the problem hypothesis. It is called a hypothesis or problem statement because we do not know if this is a real problem. It is an educated guess, and we want to create a way to confirm our hypothesis. When you define your problem hypothesis, be specific and focus on just one problem. Next, we identify the primary customer. Who is the ideal customer that has the problem you identified in your hypothesis? Once again, being as focused as possible is important here. You might also have a secondary customer, but that is optional. Next, we identify the solution. What do you think is the ideal solution to solve the problem that your customer has? You should be able to easily explain your solution to people. If possible, try and write a one-liner by using existing solutions and analogies to explain it. For example, a one-liner might be Tinder for dogs, but you'll come up with a much better solution in one-liner than that. Next is the riskiest assumptions. This is essentially where you will need to show that your product is viable and how you will validate that your assumptions are correct. This is where you need to be honest with yourself and often where the learning or struggle will occur. You might have to tweak your problem, customer, or solution in order to validate your idea to move to the next steps. This is a really important step because there is no point on making something that nobody wants. Tinder for dogs. Once you have validated your solution, your next step is to determine a revenue model. This can also be a hurdle for many, especially designers, since we aren't used to creating things for money. Fortunately, this is where you can look to competitors or similar products and utilize their pricing for your own. For example, subscription models have become a popular method for customers and companies. For a customer, you can sign up and try something easily and cancel anytime. For companies, it is an easy way to project revenue. Last, what is your launch strategy? Essentially, how are you going to get your first customers? The answer for your pitch video is Kickstarter, but if you are doing something different, it might be another method. Kickstarter is interesting because it can show you based on your initial product validation if there are enough customers that want your solution. In the coming weeks, we will look at 2 examples of Kickstarter campaigns. Both are clearly defined, however, only one of them was successful. Now it's your turn. Spend some time and work through the Lean Startup template. If possible, see if you can work through 3 different concepts. I'm going to be honest with you. This exercise is probably going to be the hardest part of the course. This is where reading with myself or a colleague to get feedback might be useful. At the end of this video, you should understand what the Lean Startup template is, the content for each section, and be ready to fill out your own.